Hey guys, my name is Bryson Sessions and you're listening to the Bed Project Podcast. This show is a little bit different than other shows out there, so if you want an in-depth understanding of what it's about, please listen to episode 292B. It'll give you all the details for the show and what to expect. So that being said, here is today's episode. What's going on, guys? It's Monday. It's August 19th, 5:22 p.m. Looks like it's episode 305 today. That's pretty cool. So here's an observation for you. So I started intermittent fasting 3 or 4 days ago. Let's see, when did I make that episode? The hour and a half long one. So episode 301. So this is 305. So 4 days ago, I began intermittent fasting following a 16-hour fast with an 8-hour feeding window. And for me, that's about noon to 8 p.m. or 11:30 to 7:30 or 11 to 7 or 12:30 to 8:30 or 1 to 9. It's kind of where I'm keeping it at. So anyway, I started that 4 days ago because here's the reason why. So one small reason is I've never done it before, and I'd like to see how it works with my schedule and if it's beneficial for me and what I have going on. And if it's not, then I won't do it. It's that simple. There's nothing special or magic about intermittent fasting. It's all diets lead to the same destination, which is a caloric deficit. And however you get there, it doesn't matter how you get there. It just matters that you get there. So there's carnivore, there's vegan, vegetarian, there's low carb, there's keto, there's every diet in the entire world. Well, I don't know about the entire world, but the purpose of a diet is to get you to lose weight. And how you lose weight is you get into a caloric deficit. So all paths lead to caloric deficit. It just matters. It just depends on how you want to get there. And I say that every time, but it's just so important that whoever's listening understands that that's what it is. Because there's no superior diet. The one that is superior is the one you can stick with long term. Period. End of story. I'll die on the hill. So I started intermittent fasting, and I don't want to call it a coincidence, or I don't want to draw any correlation quite yet, but today at work, despite only getting about 6 hours of sleep last night, I was full of energy. I had mental clarity out the ass. I was in a great mood, and it was arguably a stressful day. I mean, I was alone today, so I didn't have a teammate with me, and I had to do a lot of things that I had never done before. I did things today that I've done before, but I had to do a lot of things for the first time in the sense that I didn't know exactly how to go about getting everything myself and finding the right tools and making sure that it was the right everything, So I did all that by myself, and I ordered parts for my canopy, and we got a shit ton of wrong parts, which is a whole other thing. I could record an entire podcast about that because it's so crazy how just absolutely incompetent people are with some of the work that they do. It's ridiculous. Their job is to count items, put those items in a box. And they fucked it up bad. So anyway, notice I had a shit ton of mental clarity, a lot of energy, a lot of focus. Wasn't really that hungry, actually. So I woke up, went straight to work. I packed stuff, packed lunch, got dressed, obviously. But woke up, went to work, didn't eat on my first break. Didn't even really go to break. Didn't eat on my lunch because I didn't really even go to lunch. And then my second break, which is about 1 o'clock, that's when I began eating. So window actually began at 1 today, but it's still going to end around 8 because that's when I'm going to bed. But doing a quick look into why that might be, it looks like your body produces, I can't remember the chemical or the name. Before I lose all credibility, let's figure out what it's called. Hold on. It's called... Okay, so intermittent fasting increases the production of orexin A. It's a neurotransmitter that's linked to alertness. So people who fast have lower orexin A levels at night and higher levels during the day, which can lead to more stressful sleep and alertness during the day. And this is just a quick Google. And so this could be completely irrelevant or completely wrong. But if that's what has caused this, why I feel so alert today, then absolutely I'll take it because this is incredible. And it's interesting because I had shit sleep last night. And I woke up today feeling a little sleepy, but my whole day today has been great. So if that's why, if this is due to intermittent fasting, then hell yeah. Because I don't like to eat. I don't like having to worry about food. I don't want to worry about eating meals and getting my protein. I hate doing that. And I don't want to have to wake up and think, okay, what am I going to eat right now? I don't want to worry about that shit. And more so the fact of on weekends, I just want to wake up, since I don't work FedEx anymore, which is a crazy thing. I still think that's crazy I'll be honest, I haven't really thought about it that much. I was driving around the other day and I was with Lexi and I said, oh man, I deliver over here. And I was like, oh wait, I used to. Oh shit, damn. And that kind of hit me a little bit. But I think the emotional ties will be to the truck, to the actual job. I mean, I don't have any emotions or feelings toward the contractors. So, because it was really nasty how it ended. I guess I just quit because fuck that. Anyway, so yeah, so I mean, it hasn't really hit me that much. I don't think about it that much. But so those days now, Saturday, Sunday, and every other Friday when I don't have to work FedEx, I wake up in the morning feeling like I just wake up in the morning and I don't have to worry about anything. I just work. I just wake up, go to my office, and just start going away at the things I want to do. I don't have to worry about eating. I don't have to worry about taking an ice bath. I don't have to worry about shit, dude. I just wake up and I go to work. And that's just so incredible. So in that regard, that is a huge pro for me. I don't want to have to wake up and worry about going downstairs, cooking some breakfast or heating up something, then eating it, then bringing it back up, and then I'm good. And if I have to go back to that, I will. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out what works best for me at the moment, but it seems like right now this works for me. So, I mean, I've only done it 4 days, but I've done it on all days of my schedule, on a day where I work this, or my full-time job, and a day where I don't work at all, because I only have one job now. Crazy. But anyway, I feel great. I feel good. I would say I'm a little low on energy at the moment. I could take a nap right now if I wanted. You know, I feel like I could fall asleep within 5 minutes. So don't know if that's good or bad, but whatever. So that's that. That's what I want to share with that. And actually at work today, had another coworker kind of inquire about what I'm doing, because he's like, hey man, what are your plans for the night? And I was like, just working. And he's like, oh, again, more work? And I'm like, well, on my own stuff, got some projects. He's like, oh, what kind of projects? And I was like, oh man, here we go. I don't want to share this shit. It's a secret, you know? And I was like, oh, just some stuff I'm just working on, you know? I mean, if you really want to know, I'll tell you, but I just prefer nobody in here knows. I just like keeping to myself. And he's like, oh, no, what's going on? And I was like, all right, cool, man. So told this guy what was going on. Don't know if he'll listen to the show. Don't know if he'll even check this out. But another person knows. And I haven't talked about this, but there is currently two people that I work with that know about this. That is my cousin. And then we got another guy. Clancy, how you doing, buddy? Everybody else who did know, I no longer work with, but there was two more people. I believe that's it. Yeah, that's it. So work with about 20 people, 21, 22 people. Currently, 2 of them know about what I got going on. And honestly, I just don't want the attention. I don't want people to ask questions. I don't want to explain myself, because it's a lot to explain, and these are huge goals of mine. I mean, even today, I explained my podcast as I'm recording these episodes for people who honestly are not even born yet. And when I said that out loud, and I said it with a little bit of, like, that's what I'm doing. Haha, that's what I'm doing. When I said it that way, I felt good, but I don't know if it was received the way that I, intended it to be received. I kind of got a look of like, oh man, that's really cool. Let's go clock out kind of thing, I don't need any kind of response or big whatever, but I just have bigger goals, and it's hard to get those goals across to people if they don't have an open mind and are willing to think humongously, And shit, you could even argue I don't have big goals, or I don't think big enough. But for right now, right now, where I'm at in life, I would say that my goals are ginormous, and they will only get bigger because sad truth is I probably will never be satisfied as far as accomplishing my goals, because as soon as you set a goal and accomplish it, that would then be the end. So then in order to keep playing the game, you'd have to set another goal. And so it becomes this vicious cycle of unsatisfaction or dissatisfaction. And that's kind of the whole game in the gym. You know, you get bigger, and then you realize that you're not as big as your pump. So you keep getting bigger and bigger, and then you realize you're still not as big as your pump. And then it just becomes this vicious cycle. You want to look better and better and better. You want to get leaner and leaner and bigger, and, you know. But you can never be as big as your pump. You know, like Dom Mazzetti said, the day you started lifting is the day you became forever small, because you'll never be as big as you want to be. And there's one more part of the quote that I forgot. But anyway, so quick update on what I'm working on. So I actually started the work day for myself out with recording a video on how to do the weekly check-in, and how to set up a shortcut on your iPhone. And I had some issues with that because I was trying to get everything nice and looking good. Then I started recorded about a 5-ish minute video. I think it was like 4.5 minutes, but I recorded a 5-ish minute video. Then I finished recording, and then I realized my microphone was not recording. I didn't turn on the voice memos app on my laptop. So I got the video, but the audio quality for some reason, I think I've got some settings on my camera, but it picks up shit audio quality. So I wasn't going to have that, because I want everything to be nice. Someone's going to pay me some top dollar to join the program. I want everything to be exactly how I expect it to be. I want everything to be as high quality as possible. I want to be as, you know, explicative, if that's the word. Explanative. I don't know, man. One of those words. Explanatory. Explicit? Something, man. I want to be as that word as possible with everything that I do, because I don't want there to be any questions. Like I said yesterday, if there's going to be questions, which there will be, I don't want it to be a question like, hey, so how do I find out what my plan is tomorrow? I don't want that. I want the question to be, hey man, I'm really struggling with this, with doing this exercise at the gym. It's really difficult for me. Do you have any tips on how I can do this and better my form, or something like that? Or a question about the mental toughness tasks that I'm implementing into the program, stuff like that. I don't want the questions. I don't want to be flooded with questions of how do I log into the app? How do I check in? If there are, that's fine. That means I need to do better. But the goal is to not have those kinds of questions. The goal is to have the kind of questions that really need a one-on-one approach. So that's that. But yeah, I was working on the check-in video and wasn't recording audio. And that really upset me, because I thought, damn, dude, great start, 5 minutes wasted. I don't really want to do that again, so I'm going to work on something else right now. Which is kind of good, because it sounds so stupid, but I didn't want to do that again, you know? So whatever. I just took that as the universe telling me, hey man, you're not ready to record that. Don't worry about it. Work on something else. So I was like, okay, fine. So now what I'm doing, so I'm going kind of in order today. So we've got the onboarding emails that I was working on the other day, and what will be sent to the client after payment is submitted. I receive the funds. I'm still on the phone with them. Then I get them set up on what to do next. So that way there's no latency between the time that they pay and the time that they're instructed to do something else, because I'm trying to get that gap there filled with them thinking about the program and being excited and getting ready, as opposed to submitting payment and then waiting a whole week, no contact, no nothing, no steps, no information. And they sit there and wonder, did I get scammed? What's going on? And of course that's not going to happen, but I want to do my best to maximize that little gap there. So what I'm working on is onboarding emails. So what they get as soon as they pay, and then the form. So for example, the first onboarding email, where did I write that at? Let's see. Yeah, so the first onboarding email, the subject line is, you are an action taker, congratulations and welcome. And then I've got a little spiel on the average American. And then I said, you are already above this because you first of all, you thought about joining a program like this. And then second, you actually did. So you're already in the top 1% of action takers and people who are trying to live a better life and do something with their life, as opposed to just live paycheck to paycheck, live a shit life, just drink on the weekends and not do anything with the time that they have here on earth. So wrote a little thing about that. And then that's the first email, but they would get both emails in once. Second email is about the first and second step. So it literally starts off like, yo, got 2 things for you. Number 1, what you need to do right now. And then number 2, what to do in the meantime while I make your plan. And then it's got a little bit of an email. It talks about what to do right now, which is fill out this form, which is what I'm going to work on, right? Which is what I've been working on today. So a form that has all the information about the client. So, I mean, everything. So let me read some of the questions. So name, gender, age, weight, height, how active, address for surprises. I can't tell you why I need your address because it's a surprise. Yeah, work schedule, consistency in your work schedule, days off per week, meals per day, supplements, favorite supplement brand, foods you don't like. When's your first meal and when's your last meal? Do you drink alcohol? Do you cardio? Do you stretch? How much sleep do you get? How much water do you drink? What time do you usually hit the gym? What days do you usually rest? How long are your workouts? And then a whole bunch of questions, just so I can get a feel of where they're at now, so that I can best create a tailored approach for them. So I've been taught through a previous mastermind that I was in that to start, you need to be a specialist in one field. So you need to pick one client with one problem, one problem with one goal, and the one delivery method and one platform to get them. So for me, that's Instagram, that's cold outreach, that's men who want to lose fat, that's men who want to lose fat and have access to the gym, that's men who want to lose fat, have access to the gym and maintain muscle and or get stronger. And so if that is my exact client, the only tailoring and the only adjustments that need to be made to the plan are if they have an injury or if they have some kind of preference, or if they, for example, like me, I don't want to do squats because my lower back, 2 herniated discs. I don't want to chance that. It's not worth it to me. Being in pain is not worth having a sick ass squat for strength or whatever. However, I have been implementing very, very lightweight squats, full range of motion, just getting a stretch and just making sure that I can still squat. Same with deadlifts. But as far as getting super, super heavy and doing those routinely for that sake, probably not, because being in pain was not worth any part of any of this. So if they have a problem or if they have a preference with injury or with exercises, or they have injuries or whatever, then that's when that would be tailored. And then as far as the meal plan goes, meal plan will be tailored to. This is gonna be tough, but I think I know ways to do it. I can get some chat GPT to help me out as far as formatting, because I care so much about how it looks and how easily digestible it is. Because I'm not just going to give them some goddamn Google sheet or Excel sheet with their macros and with their meal plan and whatever. I want it to look nice. I want it to be easily readable. I want it to have times. I want it to have the meals, the amounts, the macros, calories, all that stuff on there. I want it to be super user friendly. I want it to be, anybody can look at that and easily understand what the hell is going on. I just want it to look nice. I want it to be something that they can look at, see the times that they're supposed to eat the meal, how often, if they go to the gym that day, when do they eat their meals because the gym is in the way? If they have a rest day and they're not going to work, when can they eat their meals because they have no work, no gym, stuff like that. And I just haven't seen that before. And I always hear like the echo or the argument in my head of, oh, you're overthinking it, doesn't matter, that shit. Dude, it might not matter, but for somebody who's learning and for somebody who's trying to better themselves, they might have a million questions like I do, and they'll probably want answers to all of them. So if I can provide those answers of like, hey, this is your meal plan on this day, here's your meal plan on this other day, these are examples, here's how I would do it however you want, that's helpful for me. And if it's not helpful for somebody else, then there's no harm in me making additional information for them. It only serves as another resource for them. And if they don't use it, then they don't use it. But at least they'll have it. It's better to have and not need than to need and not have. So I say that quote so much. I don't know who said it. But it's better to have and not need it's better to have and not need as opposed to needing and not having. Whatever the word is, whatever the verbiage is. I don't know. But that's what I'm working on now. So I'm working on the forms and just getting that set up. I'm not saying I'm working in order by any means, but I'm definitely trying to get sections of the process done so that I know where I'm at and I know what needs to get accomplished and worked on because the goal really is to finish this entire thing by the end of the month. And I don't want to be all pessimistic and say that's not going to happen, but I don't know if it's going to happen. But it is what it is. I just keep going. You know, I'm shooting for the end of the month. If it doesn't happen there, I'm not just going to stop. I'm going to keep going. But the plan is then, and then get 5 clients in September, which makes me shit my pants to even say out loud, because that's so many people in my first month. 5 clients in 1 month. If I get 5 clients in my first month, I don't know. I'll do a giveaway of $100. I don't. You have my word. If anybody listens to this, you have my word. I don't know. I don't know. I that makes me shit my pants to think that I can make $5,000 next month from this. If I get that my first month, I might. My first month that I get $10,000, I'm quitting my job. All jobs. You heard it here first. The first month that I get $10,000, I'm quitting my job. 100%. So anyway, that's what I'm working on. That's what's going on. That's my thought process. And yeah, that's the show. So hopefully you enjoyed this one. And yeah, see you later. Bye. If you haven't already, please go check out episode 292B. It explains what the show is about in depth. If you are a new listener and want to know what the hell is going on, why I sound like shit, why it's not organized, why it's not professional, 292B explains it perfectly. So go give that episode a listen if you haven't already. Thank you so much for giving my stuff a try, and I will see you tomorrow for another episode.